Decision 2024 is about more than just the major state and federal races. There are a number of measures at the city level that could have a big impact on people who live in those cities. So we're looking at two of those measures. And joining us now is Katie Ratleif, you're the Executive Director of Common Sense Institute. Thank you for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
First of all, tell us about your organization, because you've only been here in Arizona for a couple of years. What do you do?
So the Common Sense Institute Arizona is a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization. We look at the fiscal and economic impact of state and local policy. So when lawmakers down at the Capitol or folks at City Hall want to do something, we look at what impact will that have on jobs, the economy, and the individual's pocketbook.
Right, so people can be better informed when they vote on these things. And you're made up of Republicans and Democrats, correct?
Exactly. We're totally nonpartisan. Okay. We look at the facts and the data.
All right, so let's look at a couple of these. Glendale's Hotel Minimum Wage Protection Act, controversial. Tell us what it would do.
So this is an initiative that was proposed by citizens in the city of Glendale, and it would increase the minimum wage in Glendale to $20 an hour, but only for hotel workers and folks that work in the hotel and tourism industry. But if certain individuals clean a certain amount of square footage, it could be up to double that wage.
So $40 an hour for a hotel housekeeping staff.
Exactly.
That seems like a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, and what is an even greater burden is just the regulatory impact of having to track those square footage, those hours. That's what we find in our research, that slow creep of regulatory burden has a huge impact on jobs and the economy. And
if only Glendale's impacted by this, because it's kind of smack dab in the middle of the metro area, obviously on the west side, but there's all cities around it. So how would it impact Glendale? What have you found?
So because of that, exactly that, because restaurants and patrons could choose to just go to a hotel on the other side of the Glendale city border, we think it would have a huge impact on the city of Glendale. We're estimating between $190 million and $2 billion hit to Glendale's economy if this were to be enacted. And
Glendale has that whole district down there, and they're more dependent, aren't they, than most Valley cities on tourism?
That's exactly right. Tourism accounts for about 3% of the economy in Maricopa County, but it's about 8% of Glendale's economy because they've invested a lot in the tourism industry.
Okay, so that's something for voters to think about there in Glendale in the West Valley. Let's get to Scottsdale, Prop 490. And I know that there was a little bit of a court case about this, calling it a sales tax continuation or a sales tax increase. Tell us what this will do.
So this was referred to voters by the Scottsdale City Council. It is a 0.15% sales tax increase. So about 15 cents on a $100 transaction, which doesn't sound like a lot, but the city of Scottsdale and the Common Sense Institute are projecting that this would raise between $30 and $70 million a year for the city.
And it would go, it's being designated to parks, right? And open space and things like that?
Exactly right. It would go for the improvement and maintenance of parks and preserves in the city.
And how much do you think that would cost the typical family in Scottsdale?
So for the typical Scottsdale family, it is about a $245 per household impact. Doesn't mean every household would pay $245. Some of that will be paid by businesses and out-of-city residents, but that is what the total revenue per household would be.
Katie, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate it. So if you're in Scottsdale or if you're in Glendale, two things for you to think about when you get your ballot. We'll have you on again. Appreciate it.
Thank you.